Hello. I'd like to introduce you to the field of environmental social marketing. Social marketing is a behavior change strategy to bring about behavior change in large groups of people. It is not, as many people confuse, social media. It does not fit the normal definition of environmental education as defined in the guidelines for excellence from NAAEE, because it's not about preparing people to make their own decision. It's to actually motivate them to change their behavior. So as you can see, there is a well-defined international definition from the International Social Marketing Association of social marketing. But I like to think about it as stealing the best strategies from commercial marketing and applying them to social good. And in this case, to bring about changes for the environment. It really is about changing behavior. It's not about building awareness. It's not about education. It's not about informing people, but it's about actually bringing about changes in people's behavior to improve the environment. So there's been developed a 5-step model that was paid for by the United States Agency for International Development. And it's been used for decades in health, and it's been used for the last couple of decades in the environment. And then it's been used in countries around the world and in the United States, and it works quite effectively. It's a 5-step model, and the first step is about really understanding your audience. Because when we normally do education or communications, it's how do I get this message across? But what we're doing in social marketing is somewhat different. It is about getting people to change their behavior. And so the first step is getting to understand your audience, understand why it is they do what they do. From their perspective, what are the benefits of the behavior you would like them to adopt? From their perspective, what are the barriers they would need to overcome in order to consider adopting this behavior? Who is it they would trust to deliver the message, and through what media would they most likely consider the messages about changing their behavior? That first step is absolutely critical, and upon gathering that information through qualitative, not quantitative research, that is, not a survey, you then develop a strategy that's aimed at delivering the message to persuade them to adopt the behavior by helping them see a way to overcome their barriers, and you promote the benefits from their perspective. After having developed that strategy, we then do a survey to understand where is the audience in terms of adopting the behavior prior to rolling out the campaign. After you've done that qualitative research, and now you've done the quantitative research, it's time to develop materials and messages based on that strategy. And the third step is pre-testing those materials and those messages. After having done that, then you spend the money to actually develop the materials and messages and roll them out and implement, and you finally get to stage 4. And that implementation process is carried out in a way where you monitor what's going on to make sure that you're bringing about the objectives that you set about. You're actually changing people's behavior. And if they're having problems, do you have to modify the materials and so forth as you go? Hopefully the pre-testing eliminated most of that, but you're in pretty good shape. And then we repeat the same questions from the baseline survey we did in step 2, in step 5 to evaluate. What's important to understand is that social marketing can actually measure the behavior change. And it's very research dependent, both the qualitative, which you use in the assessment and for the pre-testing, and quantitative, which you use to evaluate with. It's a very exciting way to bring about a successful behavior change in large groups of people. Basically, it can be used at a national level, or it can be used for a group as small as about 300. As soon as you get below 300, you have to wander away from mass media, and you have to worry about whether it makes sense to spend all the money, or is there a more effective way to reach people. There's some great resources out there. Your tax dollars help pay to develop them, and I hope you'll find social marketing a very valuable tool in your toolbox to bring about environmental change. Good luck.